EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State and TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Got it.
Here's the second-year man from Clemson, Travis Etienne. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. This defense for the Colts, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, they held him completely out of the end zone, just held him to a field goal. So they're not just hoping for a repeat here. They're hoping to do it even better. A shutout is their goal.
And he is out of bounds right around the 34. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
A late season breakout at the end of 2021 with the Raiders earned Zay Jones a big deal as part of Jacksonville's spending spree this offseason. And he'll need to keep up that kind of play in order to stand out in a crowded Jags receiving room. First downs like that, an excellent way to continue to earn more opportunities.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. On the move past the 40. Down the right sideline. Touchdown, Jaguars. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook, not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Ryan and the Colts getting set here, 1st and 10 at their own 26. Now last year's leading rusher in the NFL, this is Jonathan Taylor. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They go play action with Ryan. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
That sack backs Ryan and the Colts up a bit here, facing a 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
There's Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. Agnew now to return. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
On second down, Etienne once more. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. It got his man complete. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 58 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
And they'll run with Etienne. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Christian Kirk, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. On the return from his end zone, Rodgers. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And some room to maneuver. There he goes, right side. The 20. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Well, there's no doubt that this offense was in desperate need of a quick answer, and they got it. One play, and they're right back in this game.
Because you got the sense if they stalled out here and then another score on the other side to make it a 3-score game, could have gotten ugly. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and that'll make our score 14-7. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
No gain on the play there. Second down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Here we go! Let's go!
On second down, Etienne once more. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Lawrence will throw. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And they work this well upfield across the 45. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. The Jaguars at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Running out of the gun with Etienne. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From midfield now, Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on third down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
It's caught at the 10. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 36 yards on the play. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Back to the ground with Etienne. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Once more Etienne, but he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
3rd and goal at the 4-yard line. Etienne. And it looks like he's going to be stopped short of the first down by about a yard. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Patterson's kick is good. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
2nd and 11. Play action. It's Ryan. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Ryan. Looking this time for Woods, and it's intercepted. Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off.
And the Jaguars are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Lawrence. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 51 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run with Etienne, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. This Colts D up to the challenge so far, but they need another stop here on 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Evan Ingram from 3 yards out. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. On the return from his end zone, Roger.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Jags grab it. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
Let's go.
On 1st down, Lawrence.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
These two teams, division rivals, of course, and you remember back to Week 18 last year, although Colts fans don't want to remember back to Week 18 last year. The Colts needed a win, And the Jags, they were kind of looking ahead to 2022, but the 2-win Jags came up with one of the shockers of the season. They stunned the Colts 26-11 in Jacksonville, and that loss ultimately kept Indianapolis home for the playoffs.
18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Touchdown, Jaguars! Travis Etienne, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Jaguars are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. A big play there just before halftime. 54 yards. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Ryan. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
He was looking for Michael Pittman that time. And now it's 3rd down. Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick is indeed good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. Fields the squib kick right around the 30. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. On the return from his end zone, Rodgers. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need... He rifles one that's intercepted. Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. And that one is going to sting. First play of the 3rd quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this 3rd quarter. turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. You come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
On play action, Lawrence. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. It was the linebacker, Shaquille Leonard, who applied the heat. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal.
Hey, box truck.
Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence. And it'll be intercepted. And the Colts are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Ryan. He'll check this one down to Taylor. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Ryan. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Fourth down. Here's Ryan. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throw left side complete to Ingram. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now Lawrence. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Evan Ingram, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Jags are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Ryan, blitz coming, and down he goes. Dropped for a loss
loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the first as he's dropped at the 46. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. They'll try and throw for him with Ryan. That's to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. He'll find his man. That's Taylor again.
And he's going to get this down near the 25. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Ryan will throw again. Eluding the pressure right.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they've brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They go play action now. Ryan. Campbell making the catch. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Here we go. It's Ryan on 4th down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Rayshon Jenkins picks it off. There he goes left side. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
On the return from his end zone, Rodgers. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. This one completes Alec Pierce.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan.
Delivers another one to Pierce.
And he'll wind up getting this to the 32. A play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. 1st down. They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked up by Tyree Gillespie.
Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 44 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Now Lawrence to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Lawrence.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. And my goodness, another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football.
CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Now Lawrence on 1st down.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly let...
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour world because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
To throw again on second down. Ryan. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Josh Allen able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. They'll roll him out right.
That's complete to his running back, Taylor.
And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's fourth down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And now here's another interception. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Go, Jackson, come on, hit it.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram.
And the Colts come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. As this defense walks up the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance led by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football.